Sometimes you have to skip a few steps and, do some things that makes you get motivation back. All right, we're back on the wiring. There's the 3G alternator. I have the power wire ran with that. It's a zip tie, just to show y'all that is I think it's a 4 gauge. Let's see, it might be a 6 gauge. No, it's a 4 gauge. So I got a 4 gauge running. This is the other harness that plugs in. This will go to the solenoid here. This reaches the thing up in here, and that'll go to that. And then these wires are for the relay. The relay for the coil pack. I got that on a separate relay just to be on the safe side. And then that plug-in up here is for the headlight harness. Back here at the headlight harness, these right here are so demolished that I just got new ones. So I have to cut these and solder them in, or connect them. I have the quick solder connectors. And if you look at this one's completely crushed. So there was no saving. Like, I probably could have used that one, but this one's crushed. So instead of just trying to rig all this together, I just got new ones, and we'll get it replaced. Just about everything else is okay or new in the system, so might as well have it all. All right, so on these turn signal pigtails, it has 3 wires coming out. They're not marked, and they're all the same, where these are different. So what I did, I just kind of looked at it and gauged, because these two are in like in a square columns, and that's in a round column, and you can kind of see through the back. And this one, the middle one, is in a round kind of column up here away from everything, and then the two on the side are in their own little columns. So left, right, middle. So the middle on this one is the black wire, and then left and right is brown and yellow. So that's the way I did it. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's the way it got done. I use these things right here. Now, I will say with the reviews, I don't know if I've covered this before, but a lot of people will put heat on this, it'll solder, and then they'll pull on it and it'll rip apart, and they say they're garbage. The plastic is still soft. You have to let it cool off. When it cools off, this plastic is hard. That's hard right there. But when it's first hot, I mean, you can pretty much wipe it away. It's like a rubber type texture. You gotta let it cool and it'll harden back up. Now I can tug on these and they are not coming apart. Guys, I literally cannot make this bull hockey up. So these are the one-piece headlights that came with the car. I'm not a huge fan of one-piece. They do look better on a Fox body, in my opinion, than a SN. But they came with the car, so that's what I was working with. These are the factory corner light harness. I just replaced them with factory style. It will not fit in this in any way, shape, or form. This is the factory one. It should work. It doesn't. So now I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with this. I mean, I don't think they look terrible. They don't look great, but they sure don't look terrible in my opinion. But at least I know where to mock up the line. Everything's good. This harness reaches this headlight, plugs in up underneath there. Everything can be ran up here. The radiator go here, so I want to kind of bring it and put it up in this area, kind of zip tie it up here. Yes, I love my zip ties. And then I'm going to have a panel on these 2 bolts that go from here to here. So when the air's incoming, it doesn't go up over the radiator. It goes through the radiator. It won't have a choice. I'm going to do something down there too for it. But that really helps cooling on a street car. All right, guys, forgive my quality hood prop here. What I did is I took these tabs where the hood pins are going to go. I do think it's going to be a little bit off from that, but I know that's the general area. It was lined up by that, so I know these are square. But I put a level on it to make sure that these are as level as I can get them, just by bending them, and that way the pin should stick straight up. Now this is a single layer right here. That's why I did it in that area. Most people do it up here, but this is a double layer, and I didn't want to really deal with that. I am going to plate the back of this, put something on the back just for extra security. but that's how I'm doing it right now. Is it even a race car without hood pins? So I did all my measurements 3 or 4 times. For some reason, by eyesight, they look off, but by measurements in like 16 different directions, they're where they need to be. So yeah, they're installed and I'm pretty excited with it. Like I said, I got it up here. This actually did happen to be double layer. I didn't realize, but it doesn't matter. It's not as thick as this. So it's in, it's tight. The fenders and everything will be adjusted. They're not even really bolted on. They're just sitting there. So that fender's got to go that way and in. That fender's going to go that way and in. But I did make sure that I came up and I pushed on the bumper to see where it was sitting and make sure everything's flush. Underneath here, I just have like a rubber bump stop just sitting there just to see where I can get the height at. Like I said, once this is bolted down, that fender is going to set in and lower. But got the harness in for the headlights. Sometimes, guys, you got to skip a step. I was doing all this wiring and I was getting discouraged. I couldn't really see the big picture, and guess what, man, I got that hood on, got them hood pins in. I'm excited all over again. I'm really excited. Now there is one thing I want to do that I think I'm gonna try to get some, where the tabs come out for the hood pins, I'm gonna get some gussets, I guess you would call it, welded in just to give that area support and strength. But so far I'm super excited with the way this is turning out. Like I said, right here, all that'll be lined up. I already had it all bolted up and kind of got the markings, but I had to keep moving the front end, so I got tired of bolting it and unbolting it, so it's just sitting like that. So headlight harness is done, alternator is wired and ran, hood pins are done. I got to figure out the thing with the headlight, why the marker lights on the corners right here in the inside corners, why it won't fit. I might have to drum all that out, or I might have to get completely different headlights. I don't know. There is plenty of wiring for all this to fit. It kind of just fell down. That's why that one is only that far, but I can go this way without wiring probably another foot, which I have to do because I want everything tight. And then, like I said, I want to weld maybe something from here to here, or from here to here, just something to strengthen that. I'm thinking from the bottom so it can't push it down anymore, because I think that's where I want it. The one thing that was a little aggravating is this hood pin. They're the same length, but that one's adjusted almost all the way up, and that one had to come down about a quarter. Not sure what the difference is there, because it's the same height and everything on the side, but my tabs probably are not the same height as far as being bent. So maybe that's why I had to do that. I do notice it seems like this has a steeper step up than this one. These are just scrap metal I had laying around, guys, so it's not like it's made for this. I'm just using what I have. But like I said, everything will run up here, probably on top of the radiator. I'll probably get something super high heat to put on there so the wires don't get messed up on the radiator. But on the factory, everything runs pretty much that way anyway. And then, like I said, I want a panel that goes from here across to here, and that way it's blocked, so the air can't come through the opening here and go over the radiator. It's forced to go through it, which is how the factory is designed. Alright, one thing I did find is I have these like U-shaped things that are zinc. They go on like a chain link fence. Like, let's see, I have a roll right there. I don't know if y'all can see it, but basically it goes on the pole, holds chain link fence. So I just turn it upside down. Right now it is zip tied, but a bolt will go through this. I just didn't have one long enough, so I'm gonna put a bolt and bolt these brackets on, and this will be my cradle pretty much to hold my wiring. Now all this will be tightened up nice and neat. It'll probably be in something like that roto block stuff, I don't know what it's called, and nice and neat around here where you can't even tell. All that'll be neatened up, And I'm going to make sure I have enough harness on both sides for the headlights, which I do. And yeah, that'll be everything I need pretty much. All right, got about 2 more steps and I'm done with this. What I did is underneath here, there's an old antenna. It was cut off this car. I don't know why they decided to make a short antenna. Please excuse my neighbor's kid for screaming. I don't know what's wrong with her, but so it gives it some support. Now I'm gonna wrap this up and make it look nice and pretty. All right, that's how that's going to be as far as the wiring goes. And like I said, I'm going to have a panel here, so it's going to cover that up. These will be bolted in, so it'll be a lot more solid. But yeah, that's how it's going to be. I do have to finish the loom on the power wire. That's just to make it look good. I don't really need it, but I'm going to add it anyway. I think it has come along quite good. I do want to take and zip tie that maybe down in this area somewhere, so it is kind of staying where it needs to be. I might even put a hole right here and just go through the headlight housing if it'll let me. Have to see though, but yeah, I'm really excited about where this car sits right now as far as what is done and what needs to be done and, you know, all that good stuff. So there's still quite a bit that needs micro adjusting here and there. That front bumper sags and the fenders aren't even bolted on all the way. I loosely bolt them on, make sure everything was lined up, but they have to be tweaked some. They're bent in the corners and stuff. I was watching Brutal's video how he took the bottom and bent it out and it brought the fender where it needs to be. Yeah, I'm super excited though. Sometimes guys, you've got to listen to the crows because you don't have a choice. Now sometimes you have to skip a few steps and, you know, do some things that makes you get motivation back. I didn't even want to work on this car today. I just came out here and I said I got to do something, and I really didn't see the big picture. I'm doing wiring and wiring and wiring and wiring. So I decided to go ahead and let's look at the bigger picture. And now that it's like this, man, I'm just getting excited. I know what I need to finish up now, and I know that it's that much closer to being on the road and driving around and walking some Mach 1 Mustangs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, a lot of adjustment needs to be done, but I'm extremely excited. I know I've said like 1,000 times. My mind's going 90 to nothing. I can't process my thoughts. But guys, just get out there and do something, man. It don't matter if you need to do wiring and that's what you're dreading. Move on to something else, something simple. I got door striker bushings. I was going to put them in, and I just decided let's go a little bit further than that, because I open and close these doors 100 times a day, running wiring through, making sure everything's nice and neat and, you know, hidden where it needs to be and proper place, all that good stuff. And yeah, that there's no bushings whatsoever on them doors. So I got some. That's what I was going to do, but like I said, I wanted to see the bigger picture, and I see it now. So again, this wasn't a big how-to, it wasn't action-packed, but 3G alternator's done. The wiring is pretty much done. I do have a relay for the starter solenoid. I'm going to run it off of that, and then the ignition coil, and then I'm going to do I'm going to wire the fan to the Terminator X where it comes on. So I just got some odd and end things there to do, and man, it's just down to just tidying everything up, getting the battery box, the right size battery in the battery box, getting that done, getting the seats in, and getting some tires on the car and tuning. So thank y'all for watching, guys. Again, sorry it wasn't action packed, but man, I had to get that message out there, and I feel like Brutal says it a lot, but yeah, it's true, man. Sometimes you got to get out there and do it. And I know I'm rambling at this point, but guys, I promise you, even if something else has to be done and you tackle another job, you're going to feel better about the car and you're going to move forward. Get out there, get on them projects, get them on the road. This is Horseplay. Thanks for watching. We out.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around. I won't turn around. No matter how far I go, I'll never come